Hey, this is Carmine Appice, and you're listening to Sonic Perspectives. Cool.
Watching you walking down the street, knowing you're all the love you meet. This time before you run to him, leaving me alone and grim. Take it over, baby.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interview of Sonic Perspectives. I'm Rodrigo, and my guest today is a living legend. From Vanilla Fudge, Cream, Blue Murder, Rod Stewart, King Kobra, and many other bands, Mr. Carmine Appice. Carmine, thank you for joining us.
How you doing, man?
Good, good. We are here first and foremost to celebrate the legacy of Tim Bogert, who sadly left us on January this year. And what a way to celebrate with the song Stop in the Name of Love, one of the last ones he played on, right?
That's the last one he played on. He was really ill when we started recording that. And I said to the other guys, I said, we should get Tim on. We were going to do an album, but COVID stopped it because we couldn't get into the studio after March of last year. And so we had this song recorded. And I said, well, let's go get Tim on it. Mm-hmm. And then I did it January of 2020. There was no COVID yet. And we were going to figure, we'll get Tim to play on it, and then when we do some other tracks, we'll get him to play on another track or two. We didn't know how long he was going to last. I wanted to get him on at least one. So I put him on this one in LA just before the NAMM show. And then the drums were messed up, and there was too much leakage of the organ and different things, so I had to put new drums on it. I didn't know where I was going to do that. So I ended up doing it in my studio here. This is where I am now. It's my studio. Mm-hmm. I moved to Florida in June of last year, and I put the studio in there, and I started recording in it. And I finally got it to the point where I really liked the drum sound. And I got these old bass drums from my Cactus days here. And basically, I was ready to tackle the drums on that song. So I redid the drums. And then I did some other stuff to the track and worked on it. Then I gave it to my mixing guy, and he mixed it. And then we sent it to analog and then back to digital. And now it sounds old school and classic, And the arrangement came out great, and the vocals are great. And I played it on the radio this morning. We played "You Keep Me Hanging On," and then we played this, and the DJ said, the guy singing, Mark Stein, he sounds the same. It's 55 years later.
Right?
I said, I know. I said, he's got an amazing voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't experience the 60s, but I dare say that before Tim, bass players didn't have such a commanding stage presence. Am I right in saying that?
That's right. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim had a lot of followers. His number one fan was Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan was his number one fan, and Billy, it was all about Tim, and stage presence and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can tell he influenced someone else who played with you, Tony Franklin, for example, right?
Well, actually, he didn't influence Tony Franklin. That's what I thought as well. But it went down the line. Tim must have influenced other people that Tony listened to,
Maybe. Yeah.
It's like what happened with me and John Bonham with Tommy Lee. I saw Tommy Lee doing something of mine, and he said he got it from John Bonham. And not until I took him to my house and showed him the Ed Sullivan show before Led Zeppelin ever came out, when I was doing that stuff, and he couldn't believe that I did it first. So it's like that kind of thing,
Right.
So Tim must have influenced someone that Tony listened to.
I see.
But Tony plays very similar to Tim, except on fretless. And I love Tony. Tony's my... Tim and Tony and Phil Chen were like my three favorite bass players that I played with,
Right. And I love the video you guys did for Stop in the Name of Love. It was a nice tribute to Tim. Is there
was.
any plan to release new material at this point in time or not?
Well, not right now because we don't have any, and we'd have to record. And
Mm,
I'm the only one that has a home studio. So
right.
in order for Vanilla Fudge to record, we'd have to go into a proper studio. And with COVID and everything, that's not going to happen anytime soon because, you know, me and Mark live in Florida and Vinnie and Pete live in Jersey, New Jersey, you know, so it's, you know, we have to either go there or they have to come here. And neither one of, you know, those guys want to go anywhere like that. I mean, I still have me and my wife have an apartment in New York City still. So, I mean, I could go up there and record in New Jersey. I just have to rent a car. You know, so I don't have
Right.
a car up there anymore. But
Logistics. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's just baloney. You know, if they had studios in their house,
Yeah.
we could do everything like I've been doing with everybody. I've been sending stems. They send me stems. I play on it. I send it back. You know, I did this instrumental album with a guy named Fernando Perdomo.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Cuba.
Yeah.
And we got an album called Appice Perdomo Project, APP or app. And it's Energy Overload, instrumental album.
Yeah.
And
I
started
heard it.
Sending him.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it?
I heard
Oh,
it.
you heard the single, right?
I did. I heard the whole album. I have it. I
How'd
know
you
it's
do
not
that?
coming. Well, I got the promo copy.
Oh,
It's the beauty of working for these websites. You know, you
oh,
get,
yeah, so you got it from Cleopatra.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
What'd you think of it?
It's awesome. I mean,
It is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you
It's
guys can
awesome.
tour. Is there any plan in that?
We will eventually. It's hard with this COVID thing, you know?
Yeah.
because, you know, people don't even want to come out to tours. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but it was so much fun working with him because he's got so much enthusiasm. He's 42 years old. He could be my son. I'm 33 years older than him. And
Yeah.
he always wanted me to play on something. And I just put up the studio and I said, well, this would be a good opportunity for me to learn how to work my studio, you know? So
Yeah.
that's what I did. And now we have 18 songs. We picked 12, we put them on this album, and we got 6 songs for a second album already.
Oh, cool.
You know?
Cool. Glad to hear that. Yeah.
And we're gonna do some more. And we released the first song. Now we're working on a video for the second song. That's gonna come out when the album gets released on September 24th.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
And you know, he's younger. He's into all the internet and does all this stuff and Facebook and you know.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, I just got the drummer from King Crimson just put us up on Facebook." You know.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't do that. I don't watch Facebook. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't go on what's it called, YouTube, looking for new bands and stuff. You know. I mean.
Right. Well, one side of the modern times that you embraced is the podcasting. I know you have a podcast with your brother,
Yes. Yes.
right? How's that going?
Right after this, I got in 1 hour. I'll be on that podcast.
Hanging and banging.
Hanging and banging. And
Yeah.
this time we have Waddy Wachtel and I forgot the other guy, big session guys. Now they got a band with Lee Slair, who I played with on a few tracks on my Derringer Peace record.
Nice.
You know, and I know Waddy since Vanilla Fudge was called the Pigeons, 1966. That's how long I know him.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then next week we got Simon Phillips and Nico McBrain on.
Oh,
And the
wow.
week after that, we have John Five and Eddie from Twisted Sister and Fernando. You know, we're
Cool.
gonna put him on that show.
An all-star cast. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But I don't do anything but go on the show. And I'll do an ad. You know, we have people behind the scenes that do all the production and all the, you know, how to set it up and do the ads and put the ads together video wise.
Fair
You know,
enough.
I'll just sit on my phone and do an ad. Hey, it's next week I'm Hanging and Banging, you know, and I'll send it to them and they'll make it nice, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm totally
Yeah.
different than doing like the Vanilla Fudge. I produced this track. You know, if I didn't get involved in producing it, it wouldn't be out now.
Right.
But I loved it. And I loved it. And it was and
Yeah.
I wanted to get Tim on it because we started our career with Vanilla Fudge doing You Keep Me Hanging On Supreme song. That opened the book. And now to 2021, Tim on it, the original band that closed the book, doing the Supreme song. And you know what? I don't know any other band from 1967 that did the latest recording brand new with 4 original members.
Yes.
Not
I
the
don't know
Who,
either. Yeah, that's
not the Cream, not Jimi Hendrix,
yeah.
not Jefferson Airplane, not the Doors, not Led Zeppelin. Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, I did say Cream in the introduction. Did you play with Cream any kind of show?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah.
We play with everybody. We play with the Doors. We play with the Cream. We play with the Who. Play with Hendrix. Play with Jefferson Airplane.
So much history. And you wrote a book a couple of years ago. I feel like, you know, your life is moving so fast. I feel like it's almost a revision should be up soon.
Yeah. Somebody else told me that. They said you got to do a part 2 of the book.
Yeah.
And maybe leave all the sex stories out this time.
I don't mind those. You can keep them.
I know. My writer said, leave them in there. People will like that. I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of makes me look like a sex fiend. You know, he said, you know what? Older middle-aged women are going to love it too. And now when I sell the book at gigs, I say, you know, this book is X-rated. And they go, great.
Yeah.
It's really fun. But,
Yeah.
if somebody else told me that, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. What I love about it is, you know, there's so many stories about bands you were part of. Ozzy Osborne, Rod Stewart, the whole thing about King Kobra becoming the Bullet Boys. You had a lot of reasons to be angry about these scenarios, but you don't seem to hold any grudges.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, you live it, and then other things that happen now, you know, where you know, like going out with Robbie Krieger now, because everybody in his band is dead, and the drummer's out of his mind, you know. And it's sad, you know. But we still got 3 out of 4 guys in the band, in the Fudge, you know.
Yeah. And you do have a few dates in the upcoming weeks.
Yes,
your live dates.
And there's going to be more next year.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'm happy that, you know, 2 got blown out, but even with that, I'm going to have almost 20 shows, hopefully, by the end of the year done. Which,
oh, wow.
you know, last year I did none.
Yeah.
I did 4 with my brother. The last gig I did was in New York with my brother. The first gig I do is in New York with my brother.
Oh, wow. And there's still dates for that as well, like in late September, right?
With my brother?
Vinnie. Yeah, with Vinnie.
4. There's 4 dates. 4
Yeah.
dates.
Yeah.
So,
And
you know, I'll be happy to play again.
For sure. And one of the things that Vanilla Fudge is famous for is how you used to tear apart pop songs and rebuild them into something completely unique. How did that trend start?
Well, it was a thing that was going on in New York and Long Island, especially. It started from the Rascals, and then it started with Leslie West and his band called the Vagrants. And they started slowing down songs and making what they call production numbers.
Right.
But we went one step further because we had better voices. We had better musicians, except that Leslie was the best musician in the Vagrants. And we had more voices, great singers. And what we did is we took the lyrics of the song and we married them to the music. Like Keep Me Hanging On used to be set me free, why don't you, baby, get out of my life. You know, it's like hurting lyrics. If you're in that situation, you're hurting.
Yeah.
You know? So instead of, you know, doing it like that, we brought it down tempo and we get that emotion in it.
Yeah.
You know, Eleanor Rigby, we did the same thing. Eleanor Rigby, Season of the Witch, really eerie, you know.
Yeah.
People get ready. We made it like a gospel-y thing, you know, because it's like a churchy song.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you Keep Me Hanging On, especially, you know, the vibe is a lot more fitting to the song, the version you did than the original one. Absolutely. Yeah.
And same thing with the Stop in the Name of Love, you know.
Yeah.
This morning I did I don't know if I said it to you or the one before you, but this morning I did an interview on live radio in Connecticut. It was a morning show, and they played You Keep Hanging On, and then they played Stop in the Name of Love. And the guy was freaking out. He said, the voice is the same. It's 55 years later. He sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
I said, I know, Mark Stein is an incredible singer, and the band, and he said, and the power of the band sounds exactly the same. And it sounds like the same band 55 years later.
It does.
So I said, well, you know what? What's really funny is we're the only band that did that. Another first. Nobody's done an album 55 years later with all the members.
Yeah. Yeah.
And redid a song like that with a total rearrangement. I mean, all that music is original music. We wrote that music first, and then we realized that this lyric can fit into it, you know?
Yeah.
So
My absolute favorite Vanilla Fudge song is "You Keep Me Hanging On," and it was used on so many movies, and
so
more
many
recently
movies, yeah.
on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that quadrupled our royalties for a year and a half,
Yeah,
and still going. Now it's only double.
yeah.
You know,
But
but
what
you
do
know,
think?
the writers of that song,
Hmm.
Holland Doja Holland,
Yeah.
they wrote that song. I saw them at an event, and they came up to me and said, I just got to tell you, we had so many people cover that song, but none of them covered them like Vanilla Fudge. You guys did the best cover of that song in the history of music.
Hands down, hands down.
And I said, wow, coming from the guys that wrote the song, that's like, I was really like excited about that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But what do you think filmmakers are so drawn to that song in particular?
Well, because of the emotion, you know?
Yeah,
There ain't nothing I can do about, I mean, you know, the way he sings it, you know?
yeah,
When we played it and sang it, you know, it was a one take mono, one take everything. And we just did it. 7.5 minutes. It changed my life,
yeah,
you know? And Mark Stein sang it with such conviction and emotion
yeah,
that it transferred, and the band played it with such power and dynamics.
yeah,
It transferred that to everybody, and everybody loved it.
yeah. Those Ed Sullivan videos, man, I showed them to my daughter. She was like mesmerized. She's 7 years old, and she was like, "Whoa, that is so cool."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know the first one especially
yeah,
was mind-boggling for the whole audience around the country.
yeah,
Because all the bands that played on there, they used to go up and play. And we went up and just went bananas,
yeah,
you know, all spinning the sticks, and Tim is going crazy. It looked like he's spastic, and Mark's arms all,
yeah,
but was singing and playing great, you know, and it sounded great. We had our mixing guy in the control room. He wasn't allowed to touch anything, but he was allowed to tell the engineers what to do. That's why
Right.
it sounded so good.
right. So speaking a little bit about your other endeavors, Cactus
Yeah.
put out a great album, Tightrope, in April this year. Yeah,
We did.
yeah,
Unfortunately, it just got bypassed because of COVID mostly.
yeah,
We put it out, you know, and we couldn't do any shows. We do have 3 shows coming up, and, you know, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm afraid that, you know, the album got lost, you know?
yeah, yeah. There's other
Shame.
bands that went through the same. I mean, they released albums, they couldn't tour at all to promote anything. Yeah, yeah,
And I don't even know how many units it sold. I'm
yeah,
afraid to ask, you know?
yeah.
But it was the best, I think it's one of the best Cactus albums we ever did.
It was. Yeah.
And you get it from Cleopatra, so you heard it.
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great song.
Yeah.
And Papa Like a Rolling Stone, we did that because Paul Warren played on the original with the
Oh, wow.
Temptations when he was
Oh.
17. So when we went on the road, we'd say to the audience, hey, we're gonna do something, you might notice, but Paul, our new guitar player, he played on this song when he was 17. And by the time we finished the song, the place was going crazy. So when we went to record, I said, we gotta record this song.
Yeah. That's awesome. And any chance of a follow-up to King Kobra, the 2 albums with the
Yeah,
revamp
we're
lineup?
working on one now,
Oh, cool, cool.
on
Yeah,
Cleopatra.
nice, nice. I mean,
And,
the 2 albums with
The
the
only
revamp
problem is I
lineup.
don't have the guitar players. Well,
Ah.
Mick and David didn't want to do it because they said, yeah, it doesn't sell anything. We don't make any money. You know, the advances are crap. I said, yeah, but dude, you know, you created something
Yeah,
that's still going. It's a legendary thing. Don't you want to feed it? Feed the legend? You know,
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I'm not going to make a lot of money either, but I just like creating music and feeding what I created. It's like a plant. Let it grow as much as it's going to grow. And now it doesn't grow in how many people buy it. It grows in time. It's in the space of time. Like Vanilla Fudge. Who would think that when we started that, I'd be 75 years old still talking about releasing a new song.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I thought I'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
With the lifestyle we left. But but they didn't want to do it. So we got Rowan Robinson to play with Dio, to play one of the guitars. And I'm talking to Carlos Cavazzo from Quiet Riot.
Oh, nice.
He said he might be interesting. So and we got the original bass player, Johnny Rod. He's still with us. So it'll be me, Paul, Johnny Rod, Carlos, and Rowan. So that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah. With King Kobra.
We got 11 songs written, and I'm waiting for my computer to come back because I got fried in a lightning storm here. My computer got fried, and my Focusrite in one of my screens. So my brother, Vinnie, he actually built me the system. So he rebuilt it and sent it back. I get it tomorrow. So once I get it back, and then I'm going to be able to hook it all back up, and then I can start playing on some of the songs that we started writing with Paul. And it's going to come out next year. I already talked to the owner, Brian, from Cleopatra. I said, look, between COVID and lightning storm blowing up my computer, Paul got COVID, he's healed up. Let's release this next year.
Yeah. And at this stage in the game, are there any boxes you want to tick, right? From a recording standpoint, anyone you'd still want to work with, or have you accomplished everything you wanted? Yeah.
No, I got a live Jeff Beck BB-8 album coming out. So that takes care of me working with Jeff again.
Oh, okay.
That's coming out from 1974. Live, I do a lot of singing and playing, and 7 new songs. And I mixed it a couple of years ago. And,
Nice.
I got my guitar Zeus. Have you heard that?
Yes. You mean there's a third one in the books, or?
No, this one is going to be a box set, 25th
okay.
anniversary.
1 and 2.
It's got four LPs, all of it, 4 LPs with everything, new tracks by Bumblefoot, new track with that we never released with Tommy Thayer from Kiss, new track with Derek Sherinian playing keyboard like a guitar, new track with my guy from Kodiak playing on another track, and then tracks like with no vocals, no guitars, just me, Tony, and Kelly. All new interviews for a booklet, and then a new 8x10 photo with my new look autographed. And a Carmine logo necklace made of silver with a black chain, and also a Guitar Zeus pick on it. So it's a box set. It's gonna be like $119, and you get all that.
That's good value. Yeah.
It's gonna be in a box, a nice, beautiful box, and it's the 25th anniversary. It's been 25 years that I did that.
Very cool. Very cool. And the last band I wanted to ask you about is Blue Murder, which ended prematurely because of grunge. But the fans always ask about a potential new album. What are the chances of that?
Zero. You cannot get John to do anything. John, he loved Blue Murder. We played together recently. We were going to go out and tour, but he had a different vision than we had, so we never did it. But we're still friends and everything. And he was going to go out and do that vision. I told him, when you're done with that and you want to do Blue Murder, let me know. You know, and Tony said the same thing. Tony's now playing with Joe Bonamassa for some shows. And I love Tony, and he's awesome. And unfortunately, there's nothing in the can. There's nothing to do. The only thing, there's a bootleg from Japan where the band plays amazing, but John would never release that because it doesn't sound great. But again, it's another legacy that's going, and we can't feed it.
I heard
I was happy to be with it. I was happy to be with it because it was an amazing band.
I heard somewhere that he's a little bit disenchanted with the state of the music business. He doesn't want to do it.
Totally. Totally. I mean, he was, he didn't like it back in, when the grunge hit. He was so depressed because that's why our album didn't happen. And the second Blue Murder, which I played on, didn't happen either because of that. You know,
Yeah.
so then he didn't do anything. He went and
Yeah.
played with Thin Lizzy for 15 years. And then he got out of Thin Lizzy in 2010 to do Blue Murder. We had
Yeah.
gigs booked at festivals and everything, and then something happened between him
Oh.
and the manager, and then they all got blown out, and then that was the end of it. And now here we are 11 years later, still nothing,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. You know, we created 2 great albums that people love, and people always ask me about Blue Murder, you know, and I was
Yeah.
happy that I was part of it. And I was happy that when we did play that we lived up to everybody's, you know, idea of what it would be and how good it would be, because it
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
It was great, you know.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because a lot of
Yeah,
bands
it
from
is a
that
shame.
time were, you know, they returned in some sort of
And
incarnation.
a lot of
but-
bands from that time couldn't play
Yeah.
from the 80s. You know, it was all about the image. They couldn't play.
Yeah.
But this band had a great image, and we were players, man. We were killers.
Absolutely.
John Sykes. I mean, I went after Blue Murder. I wanted to be in that band, you know. And I went to England when my brother Vinnie played with Dio. I figured somebody there would know how to get a hold of him, and they did. And I went. I played with them. And John Sykes said to me, "Man, we play with everybody. You got so many drum fills." And it was magic. We played. It was magic. It's, you know, when you get certain personalities, Vanilla Fudge, BBA, Cactus, magic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Blue Murder was magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, Carmine, we had like just under half an hour. Our time is up, but I want to thank you so much for your time and all the best with the new releases and upcoming shows.
thank you very much.
No
And we'll see
worries.
you next time.
Thank you.
Ciao, man.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.